There is a reason you are exhausted, and it has nothing to do with sleep. There is a reason you wake up tired, even after 8 hours. A reason your mind races at night, but your spirit feels numb in the morning. A reason your heart beats hard for no reason. Your chest tightens when nothing is wrong. Your body aches like it's been fighting a war, even though you never left your living room. That is because you have been fighting a war for your energy, a war for your frequency, a war for your very perception of reality. And the most genius part of it is this. You've been conditioned to believe it's your fault. They told you, you're burnt out. You need to try harder. It's just anxiety. It's your hormones. But deep down, in the silent part of your being, you know something is off. Something unseen. Something pressing on you, draining you, silencing you from the inside. This is not your imagination. This is frequency warfare. The scene begins like this. You're standing in your kitchen, staring into space. You don't know how long you've been there. 10 seconds? 10 minutes? Your hand is resting on the counter, but you can't remember what you walked in for. Your breath is shallow. Your eyes feel heavy, as though gravity itself has increased around your head. In that moment, a silent wave rolls through your body. Not pain, not emotion, just a sudden drop, like your energy fell through the floor. Like something invisible is feeding on you. And within seconds, your mind begins its usual script. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel like this again? I was fine earlier. You blame yourself. You reach for caffeine. You scroll your phone for a dopamine hit. You try to distract yourself from the feeling. But what if that feeling didn't originate from inside you at all? What if it was transmitted to you, like a signal, like a frequency, designed to extract your life force? The truth you were never meant to know. Your body is not just physical matter. It is a living electromagnetic field. Your thoughts produce measurable electrical currents. Your heart generates the strongest biomagnetic field in the human body. So strong it extends several feet beyond your skin, interacting with the environment around you. This means you are constantly receiving and broadcasting frequencies. And in this age, the age of control, every major system around you has been engineered to broadcast one primary signal: low vibration. Why? Because a low-frequency human is an easily controlled human. A tired human doesn't ask questions. A foggy human doesn't activate their purpose. An anxious human seeks external guidance. A disconnected human forgets their power. This is not random, this is orchestration. The forgotten law of energy. There is a law that every ancient civilization knew. Energy flows to where attention goes. If they can capture your attention, they can siphon your energy. If they can distract your focus, they can lower your vibration. If they can keep you in emotional reactivity, they own your frequency. They have built entire industries, media, entertainment, food, pharma, technology, not to inform you, but to entrain you, to tune your frequency to match theirs. Because when you vibrate at the same frequency as control, you become controlled. The war isn't coming, it's already here. This is not a conspiracy, this is physics. Studies from the Heart Math Institute show that the electromagnetic field of the heart changes depending on emotional state. Fear creates chaotic fields. Gratitude creates coherent fields. Electromagnetic fields can be measured. They can also be manipulated. Satellite systems, wireless networks, social media algorithms, ultrasonic frequencies in shopping centers, fear-based news loops. All of these are frequency delivery systems. Not all frequencies are harmful, but some are specifically designed to entrain your nervous system into a state of anxiety, exhaustion, and dependency. Not to kill you, but to keep you alive at your lowest setting. Alive, but not awakened. Existing, but not creating. Breathing, but not free. You are not weak. You are interfered with. What if nothing is wrong with you? What if the feelings of burnout, apathy, emptiness, emotional volatility were not signs of failure, but symptoms of a frequency field you never consented to? In the same way a radio station can override silence with noise, your environment can override your natural rhythm with distortion. But there is a truth more powerful than this entire system. Your original frequency cannot be destroyed. It can only be forgotten. And what is forgotten can be remembered. This video is not just information, it is activation. By the time you finish this series, you will not look at your body, your mind, or your energy the same way again. Because once you see the war, you remember you were born a warrior. If you wanted to control a civilization without them ever realizing it, you wouldn't use chains. You wouldn't use cages, soldiers, or visible weapons. You wouldn't need to. You would only need to control one thing, their frequency. Because a human being is only as powerful as the state of consciousness they can access. And consciousness is not random, it is tuned. Just like a radio cannot play music unless it is tuned to a station, you cannot access your higher self unless your frequency is aligned with it. So if someone wanted to keep humanity spiritually asleep, they wouldn't have to destroy you. They would only have to detune you. Over time, quietly, expertly, and they have. The invisible assault on your nervous system. Your nervous system is the electrical wiring of your consciousness. It interprets signals through vibration, light, and frequency before your brain ever forms a thought. This means your body is experiencing energetic interference before your mind can even register it. This is why you can walk into a room and feel tension before anyone speaks. It's why you sense danger without seeing anything. It's why millions of people right now wake up with anxiety that has no narrative, because it didn't start in the mind. It started in the field. Your body reads frequency faster than it reads thought, and they know this. This is why the first battlefield of this war is not political, not financial, not even digital. It is biological. Method number 1, the hijacking of brainwave states. Human brainwaves operate in measurable electrical patterns. Delta, deep sleep and healing. Theta, meditative, intuitive, spiritual connection. Alpha, calm awareness, creativity. Beta, logical thinking, mild alertness. High beta, stress, anxiety, hypervigilance. Gamma, peak consciousness, compassion, unity. Ancient cultures lived primarily in alpha and theta states, connected to nature, to each other, to the divine. Today, the average human is stuck in high beta, a constant stress frequency. What causes this? Notifications, alarming headlines, blue light and EMF disrupting melatonin, background frequencies from wireless networks, fast-cut media conditioning your mind into hyperstimulated alertness. These influences trap your brain in the lowest, most controllable frequencies, the exact state where people are reactive, fearful, and obedient. You are not bad at meditating. Your brain is under assault. You are not emotionally unstable. Your field is being destabilized. Method number 2, the emotional extraction cycle. Every emotion generates a unique vibration. Gratitude produces a coherent field. Fear produces dissonance. They don't need to physically control you if they can emotionally program you. Here's the cycle they use. 1. Trigger an emotional response. Fear, outrage, comparison, hopelessness. 2. Keep you scrolling and consuming. Energy extraction through attention. Lower your frequency, making you disconnected from intuition and soul. 4. Offer a temporary dopamine escape. Food, content, distraction. 5. Repeat endlessly until you forget you were ever sovereign. It is not designed to inform you. It is designed to feed on you. Your emotion becomes their energy source. Method number 3, the attack on your heart field. The heart is 100,000 times more electromagnetically powerful than the brain. It is your body's spiritual tuning fork. When you feel coherence, love, peace, awe, divine truth, your heart field expands and begins to affect others around you. This is why the greatest threat to any control system is an emotionally coherent human being. Someone who lives in love, not reactive emotionalism, cannot be controlled. So what do? Break your heart connection through division, loneliness, and social disconnection. Replace real human interaction with digital simulation. Keep you in the illusion of connectedness while starving your nervous system of real frequency nourishment. A human without heart coherence becomes energetically fragile, easy to manipulate, quick to anger, quick to give away their power. Method number 4, the silent assault on your physical energy. Your cells are electrical. Your mitochondria, your energy generators, rely on voltage. Everything that lowers your cellular voltage lowers your consciousness. Processed foods, no life force. Fluoride and heavy metals block energy flow. Sedentary living, no electrical charge through muscle. Artificial light disrupts circadian rhythm and spiritual hormones. Constant EMF exposure interferes with cellular communication. This isn't random. It is the system of slow extraction. Death not by violence, but by vibration. It's not just around you. It's inside the air, the light, the signal. You haven't lost your purpose. Your frequency has been hijacked. You haven't lost your joy. It's been suppressed by external transmission. You are not disconnected from spirit. Your natural channel has been overlaid by artificial noise. But here is what the architects of control never anticipated. The human soul cannot be fully shut down. It can only be overridden. And what has been overridden can be reactivated, because your original frequency is divine consciousness itself. And no machine, no network, no signal on earth has more power than that. You think you are thinking your own thoughts. You believe your emotions are direct reactions to your personal life. You assume the tiredness, the scrolling, the heaviness in your chest is just the way life is now. But what if your inner experience is not a reflection of your life, but the result of a constant energetic signal being broadcast at you? Because that is exactly what is happening. Right now, as you watch this, there are frequencies moving through your body. From the device in your hand, the Wi-Fi in your home, the electromagnetic field of your city, all interacting with your nervous system on a level unseen, unfelt, but deeply experienced. And this is the part that changes everything. Your emotions can be entrained, not by your own mind, but by outside frequencies. This is not a theory. This is physics. The human body is an electrical system. Electricity is influenced by frequency. Frequency can be broadcast, amplified, patterned, which means there are systems actively shaping how you feel without you ever realizing it. The algorithm is not just showing you content. It's shaping your frequency. People think the algorithm is designed to keep you on your phone. That is only step one, because what keeps you on your phone? Emotion, not happiness. Happiness makes you put your phone down, not peace. Peace sends you into nature or into stillness. What keeps you locked in? Anxiety, comparison, outrage, fear, hopelessness, longing. These are low-frequency states, and every major digital platform is engineered to feed them to you in carefully measured doses. Once your emotional state drops, your vibrational field collapses, and the body goes into survival mode. The thinking brain shuts down. The creative self goes offline. The spiritual heart closes. You aren't addicted to your phone. You are entrained to a frequency, and that frequency is being broadcast at you continually. And just when your energy rises, it hits you again. Another headline, another crisis, another face telling you you're not enough. This is not entertainment. This is energetic conditioning. When you understand this, you stop blaming yourself. You stop wondering, what's wrong with me? And you begin to ask, who benefits from my exhaustion? Because the most dangerous human on earth is not the strongest, not the richest, not the loudest. It is the human who is energetically sovereign, the human whose frequency cannot be manipulated, the human who remembers their natural state. Long before any screen was invented, this war had already begun. It didn't start with phones. It didn't start with Wi-Fi. These are simply modern weapons in an ancient battle. Because what is happening right now is not about technology. It is about energy extraction. Every empire throughout history has known this one truth. To control people, you must control their emotional frequency. Ancient rulers did it through fear of punishment. Religious authorities did it through fear of sin. Modern systems do it through fear of missing out, fear of not being enough, fear of the future. The delivery mechanism has changed, but the strategy has never changed. Why energy matters more than thought. A human in a high-frequency state, peace, love, inner power, alignment, is neurologically incapable of being manipulated. In this state, the nervous system is regulated, intuition is online heart, and brain waves become coherent. The body enters healing mode, manifestation accelerates, truth becomes instantly recognizable. This kind of human is sovereign by default. Now contrast this with a low-frequency human, nervous system in fight or flight, breath, shallow brain, locked in survival mode, intuition, muted, heart field, weakened, perception, narrowed. This human becomes reactive, programmable, dependent, and disconnected from source. The system does not need to lower your intelligence. It only needs to lower your frequency, and your consciousness lowers itself. The most dangerous lie ever told, they told you. Spirituality is optional. Meditation is for relaxation. Being in nature is just self-care. No, these are not lifestyle choices. These are frequency restoration practices. They are how you reclaim the signal of your original design. When you raise your frequency, you remove yourself from energetic manipulation. Activate self-healing. Expand your field to influence others positively. Become immune to lower vibrational control tactics. Remember your purpose. This is the key they never wanted you to discover. You are not fighting the system. You are out-vibrating it. The frequency war is not about destroying humanity. It is about harvesting it. Our energy is the currency. Our attention is the gateway. Our emotion is the generator. And until you understand this, you will think you are exhausted because of life. But after today, you will know. You are only exhausted because someone or something is extracting from you. And now that you see it, it can no longer be hidden. There comes a moment on every soul's journey where the body stops whispering and starts calling you back. For some, it begins as a tightness in the chest. For others, a sudden wave of heat rising up the spine, a pulse behind the eyes, a ringing in the ears, a feeling deep in the gut that says, something isn't right. You may call it anxiety. You may call it stress, but your body calls it interference. Because the body is the messenger of the soul. And when the soul's frequency is being distorted, the body will not stay silent. That exhaustion every afternoon, not laziness. It is your system going into frequency overload. That pressure in your head, not random. It is your pineal gland detecting electromagnetic disturbance. That feeling of being foggy, disconnected, or not quite here. It is your consciousness attempting to pull away from an artificial field. Your body has been warning you all along. Not because you are weak, but because you were never meant to exist in a frequency that is not your own. The truth hidden in plain sight. You came into this life with a natural rhythm, a divine frequency, a signature vibration that is uniquely yours, a sacred code that connects you to source, to nature, to the intelligence of creation itself. Every time you feel peaceful in nature, every time your breath deepens in silence, every time a wave of love fills your chest for no reason, that is not coincidence. That is your original frequency remembering itself. But every system built around you, the noise, the fear, the rushing, the endless stimulation, is designed to pull you away from that remembrance. Not because they fear your thoughts, they fear your vibration. Because a human being in full vibrational coherence is untouchable. Their energy reorganizes reality. Their presence heals others without trying. Their field becomes a transmitter of truth. And truth is the one thing a system built on illusion cannot withstand. And this is where the entire narrative changes. You are not tired because you are failing. You are tired because you are powerful. And your power has been under attack. But what they didn't expect is that your body would start remembering, that the interference would eventually become so loud the soul would awaken to stop it. This is that moment. If you are feeling this message in your body right now, it's because a deeper truth is coming online. Your energy is not a resource to be taken. It is a weapon you were born to wield. The same body they tried to weaken, the same heart they tried to close, the same mind they tried to scatter. These are the exact instruments designed to set you free. Your natural frequency is not weak. It is recalibrating. Your exhaustion is not a shutdown. It is your nervous system refusing to operate in distortion any longer. Like a computer rejecting corrupt code, your body is rejecting low-frequency transmission. Your emotions are not instability, they are messages. Anger means a boundary has been crossed. Sadness means your soul is calling you inward. Numbness means your field is attempting to withdraw from an artificial signal. Once you stop judging the symptoms, you begin reading the signals, because your body is not breaking, it is awakening. The first truth of frequency: sovereignty. You do not raise your vibration by forcing yourself to be positive. You raise your vibration by returning to what is real. Nature regulates your frequency because it is frequency in its purest form. Stillness restores your nervous system because silence has no agenda. Breath reconnects you to source because spirit, spirare, literally means to breathe life into. These are not spiritual concepts. They are energetic laws. Laws that your soul never forgot, but your mind was trained to ignore. This is the turn. Right now, across the planet, millions are waking up to the truth that their energy has been hijacked. Some will stop at awareness, but not you, because awareness is not the end of your journey. It is the ignition. From this moment forward, you no longer ask, "Why am I so drained?" You ask, "What is draining me, and how quickly can I reclaim my energy field?" Because the moment you reclaim your frequency, everything changes. The body begins to heal, the mind becomes clear, the soul begins to lead, and life itself starts to respond to you. And this is just the beginning. In the next segment, we begin the practical activation phase. How to recognize when your frequency is being pulled, how to stop the extraction in real time, how to rebuild energetic sovereignty so powerfully that you become immune to lower vibration fields. This is where you stop being the target and start becoming the force. There comes a moment in every awakening where knowledge is no longer enough, where simply understanding the problem is not enough to break the pattern. You cannot think your way out of a frequency war. You must rise your way out of it. And that begins not with effort, but with remembrance. Because you were never meant to fight this war through willpower alone. You were designed with a built-in defense system, a system so advanced, so divinely coded, that once it is activated, no artificial frequency can override it. That system is your natural coherence field, the state where your mind, body, and soul begin to move in unity, not in chaos. The forgotten truth of power. Your power does not come from force. It does not come from pushing or striving. It does not come from trying to be positive or pretending everything is okay. True energetic power comes from alignment. Alignment with your breath. Alignment with your heart. Alignment with the frequency of truth, the frequency of source, the frequency of your own divine origin. In this state, your energy stops leaking. Your nervous system stops reacting. Your field stops contracting in fear and begins expanding in sovereignty. This is not a metaphor. This is measurable physics. When your heart enters coherence, your electromagnetic field becomes ordered, powerful, harmonic. That harmonic frequency influences every cell in your body, every thought in your mind, every reality you attract. And your body begins broadcasting a signal that cannot be manipulated because it is synchronized with the highest frequency in existence. That frequency is truth. The first step of sovereignty, the shift from reaction to command. Up until now, your energy has been in reaction, reacting to external frequencies, external information, external emotion. But your true nature is not reactive. Your true nature is directive. You were never meant to be a receiver of random frequencies. You were born to be a transmitter of your own. When you remember this, the entire war changes shape. Because they cannot control a transmitter. They can only control receivers. And from this moment on, you no longer walk through the world asking, "What's happening to me?" You walk through the world declaring, "This field belongs to me." The first activation, returning to command. You do not become sovereign by resisting the external world. You become sovereign by remembering you are greater than it. Not the small self, not the conditioned identity, but the eternal field of consciousness expressing itself through you. This is why the first activation is not about controlling thoughts. It is about changing frequency. Because when you change frequency, thoughts change on their own. Emotions shift on their own. Your body recalibrates on its own. You stop reacting and start emanating. Activation begins, the breath of coherence. Right now, place your awareness not in your mind, but in your heart. You don't need to try. Just remember that your heart exists. Feel its presence. Now breathe, not from your lungs, but through your heart. Slow, gentle, as if each breath is polishing a sacred mirror, revealing what was always there. With every exhale, imagine your field expanding, like golden light pushing out interference. With every inhale, imagine your heart drawing in pure source energy, the original frequency of who you are. You are not visualizing, you are activating. This is how you begin to restore coherence. And coherence is protection. Coherence is power. Coherence is the frequency of truth. And truth cannot be manipulated. Your field remembers. As your heart comes into rhythm, your cells begin to synchronize. As your cells synchronize, your nervous system calms. As your nervous system calms, your intuition returns. As intuition returns, your sovereignty comes back online. This is not a technique you do once. This is how you live. Because your frequency is not something you protect occasionally. It is something you command continuously. This is the moment you step out of being an energetic target and step into your identity as an energetic force. In the next segment, we will reveal the 4 hidden frequency traps that pull you out of coherence, and the exact steps to dismantle them in real time so they lose all power over you. The 4 frequency traps keeping you disconnected. Now that you have begun to remember your power, you must also see exactly how that power has been silently drained from you. Because frequency warfare is only effective when it remains unseen. The moment you see the pattern, it loses control. There are 4 primary traps used to lower your vibration and keep you disconnected from your true frequency. These traps are not random. They are engineered to keep you cycling between exhaustion, overstimulation, emotional reactivity, and spiritual numbness. Trap number 1, mental overload, the hijacking of thought frequency. This trap targets your mind. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, rapid content, switching, incomplete thoughts, hyperstimulation without resolution. Your brain was never designed to jump between hundreds of frequencies per hour. This forces your mind into a high beta state, the frequency of stress and survival. In this state, you cannot access intuition. Your nervous system remains on edge. Your spiritual receptors shut down. The purpose: keep you thinking just enough to stay distracted, but never still enough to remember who you are. How to break it? You do not fight information with more information. You interrupt it with silence. Just 60 seconds of stillness begins to reset your brainwaves back to alpha, the gateway to coherence. Trap number 2, emotional extraction, the farming of your frequency. This trap targets your heart. They don't need to control your actions if they can trigger your emotions. Fear, outrage, loneliness, comparison. Every one of these creates a frequency drop. That drop is not accidental. It is harvested. Because your emotional energy is currency. When you are in a state of emotional reactivity, your field becomes penetrable, easier to manipulate. The purpose: keep you energetically open, leaking life force through emotional reactions that never resolve. How to break it? You don't suppress emotion. You transmute it. Breath plus awareness. Alchemy. When you breathe through the emotion instead of reacting to it, you convert that energy back into power. Trap number 3, coming in part 2 with the most powerful reveal, plus activation instructions. This trap targets your body. You are an electrical being. Every organ, every cell, every heartbeat functions through voltage and electromagnetic rhythm. Artificial frequencies, from EMFs, overstimulating environments, LED lighting, chaotic soundscapes, create energetic static in your field. This static disrupts cellular communication, circadian rhythm, hormonal balance, pineal gland activity, heart coherence. You think you are tired from life, but your field is simply overloaded with distortion. The purpose: to wear down your nervous system until you no longer sense your own intuition or spiritual signal. How to break it? You don't need to escape the world. You need to retune your field. Grounding, sunlight, pure water, breath, human connection, silence, nature frequencies. These are not wellness trends. They literally harmonize your bioelectrical system back to your original frequency. Trap number 4, spiritual isolation, the disconnection from the source signal. This is the master trap, because once this is active, the others maintain themselves. This trap makes you believe you are alone, you are unsupported, you must figure everything out with your mind. There is no higher intelligence working with you. Spiritual isolation is not the absence of faith. It is the interference of signal. The system doesn't need to convince you that you have no power. It only needs to convince you that you are separate from the power. The purpose: keep you disconnected from the source frequency so you cannot regenerate, recharge, or receive divine guidance. How to break it? You don't have to create a connection. You only have to remember that the connection was never broken. The moment you breathe into your heart, the moment you speak gratitude out loud, the moment you sit in stillness and feel the field around you, you do not call in source. You retune to it. This is the turning point. Once you see the traps, they stop being traps. They become choices. And when something becomes a choice, it loses all power over you. Because the true war is not being fought on you. It is being fought through you. And from this moment on, you are no longer the battlefield. You are the frequency keeper. There is a moment in awakening when you stop asking, how do I protect my energy? And instead you realize, my energy does not need protection. My energy is the protection. Up until now, your frequency has been reactive, shifting depending on the energy around you. But this is not your original state. Your original state is broadcast, command field generation. You are not a candle flickering in the wind. You are the force that moves the wind. The truth hidden in human design. Your heart is not just an organ. It is your body's central transmitter, emitting an electromagnetic field that extends beyond your skin, interacting with reality itself. When your heart is coherent, your field becomes structured. Your thoughts become clear. Your immune system rises. Your spirit begins to lead. Your presence reorganizes the environment around you. This is not mysticism, this is biophysics. A coherent field does not adapt to distortion. It overrides it. You were never meant to walk into a room and match its energy. You were born to walk into a room and change it. The shift into broadcast mode. Right now, place one hand over your heart, not to force anything, but to acknowledge what has always been there. As your awareness rests there, something begins to happen. You may feel warmth or pressure, or simply a knowing. That is your signal turning back on. Because where awareness goes, energy flows. And where spiritual awareness goes, frequency rises. You are not activating your heart. Your heart has been waiting for you to remember it. The body responds to coherence. When you breathe through your heart, slowly and rhythmically, your brain waves shift into alpha and theta, the frequencies of clarity and intuition. Your nervous system stabilizes. Your energy field expands outward. The interference field falls away because it cannot sustain itself in the presence of coherence. This is not a shield you put on. This is your natural state, the one you were trained to forget. From receiver to transmitter, you are no longer asking, what is happening to me? You are now declaring, this field moves because I move. This is the beginning of sovereign frequency, not a temporary practice, but a permanent identity. Energetic sovereignty does not begin when you feel powerful. It begins the moment you decide, my energy is not a reaction, it is a command. And every frequency you carry broadcasts a reality. If you carry fear, you broadcast instability. If you carry lack, you broadcast resistance. If you carry gratitude, calm power, inner truth, you broadcast coherence. And coherence is the highest law in this universe. Even chaos must reorganize in the presence of coherence. This is what a sovereign frequency feels like. It is not loud. It is not frantic. It does not rush. It does not need to prove itself. It is calm, rooted, steady. Certain you begin to walk differently. Not because your body changed, but because your field did. Conversations shift in your presence. People feel calmer without knowing why. Animals approach you. Synchronicities increase. Solutions appear without force. What used to drain you simply passes through you, unable to hook into your field. You no longer seek energy from the world, because you have remembered you are the source, the ultimate realization. The world does not respond to what you think. It responds to what you broadcast. And now, you are no longer broadcasting confusion, exhaustion, or interference. You are broadcasting coherence, the frequency of life itself, the signal of alignment, the power that cannot be manipulated. This is sovereignty. You are not the only one who has felt it. Across the world, millions are waking up in the middle of the night with the same pressure in their chest, the same ringing in their ears, the same knowing they cannot explain. People who have never met are sharing the same dreams. Children are speaking truths they were never taught. Animals are migrating differently. The earth itself is shifting frequency. You were made to believe this was chaos. But it is not chaos. It is signal, a call, echoing through every soul who chose to be here during this time, a remembering, rippling through the human collective. This is not a small personal awakening. This is the beginning of a frequency uprising. Why they fought so hard to keep you asleep. For generations, your energy has been siphoned to maintain a system built on distortion, separation, and control. A system that can only exist if humanity remains at a low vibration. Because when a human rises in frequency, they stop consuming false narratives. They stop generating fear. They stop leaking emotional energy. They stop being programmable. They start transmitting truth. And when truth is transmitted, it spreads. You were never meant to fit into this system. You were born to outgrow it. The moment the balance begins to shift, there is a point, a precise energetic threshold, where the collective frequency reaches coherence. When that happens, Fear collapses. Control structures dissolve. Hidden truths surface rapidly. The human body begins to heal itself. Consciousness returns to unity. That point is not somewhere in the future. That point is being reached now. You are not witnessing the end of the world. You are witnessing the end of an old frequency. You are not just awakening. You are remembering why you came. You did not come here to survive this time. You came here to lead it, to be part of the rising signal that reorganizes reality, to be one of the few who would remember, even when the entire world forgot. Because only those who remember can emit the frequency that sets others free. Everything you have felt in your life, every moment of heaviness, every wave of exhaustion, every time you questioned why your soul felt too big for this world, was never a sign of weakness. It was confirmation of your mission. You were built to sense the distortion because you were born to correct it. There is a reason your nervous system could not adapt to this artificial world. It was never meant to. Your system is calibrated to the original frequency, the living intelligence of creation. And now, your signal is turning back on. The world is not ending, it is recalibrating. Systems built on fear will collapse. Not because of war, but because they cannot survive in higher frequency. Darkness will surface, not to consume you, but to be purged by the light rising from within humanity itself. That light is you. You were born for the moment when humanity would stand at a frequency threshold, where every soul would be asked, not with words, but with vibration, will you remain in the old signal of control, or will you rise into the new signal of truth? This is that moment. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of your activation. In episode 2, we will expose the global architecture behind the frequency war, how ancient systems shaped our reality from beyond the veil, and how every major institution is being used as a transmitter to control the collective mind. But more importantly, we will reveal how to break it permanently, not through rebellion or resistance, but through energetic mastery. Because you are not here to escape the system. You are here to out-frequency it. You are not tired. You are being called. You are not overwhelmed. You are being recalibrated. You are not alone. You are part of the rising field. And no matter how hard they try to suppress the truth, the signal has already been released, and now, nothing can stop its return.